Hello, you are welcome to this week edition of ECN Hard Truths. This is a program where we discuss issues the way they've been trending within the week. ECN Hard Truths is not limited to sports. It is not limited to politics. It is limited to the entirety of whatever thing that is trending in the country. Today, I have with me a veteran journalist, the former Secretary General of SWAN in the whole country, and the former chairman of FCT SWAN, Mr. Andrew Abba. And Andrew, you are welcome.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
And I'll still have my regular guest, Emmanuel Moses, a sports analyst and a content curator. Today, you've seen Abba here, you've seen Moses here. You should know we are going to talk about sports. Mr. Andrew, recently the president has been receiving medals from our ladies. The Super Falcons went to Morocco and they won the African Championship for women. Only last week, on Sunday, the D Tigress went to Cote d'Ivoire and returned with the gold medal and the trophy again. The good thing about these things is that the Super Falcons won for the 10th time, and the D Tigress won theirs for 5 times. And the issue now is the president received the 2 glorious teams, $100,000 for each of them, a national award, OON, and a flat, maybe 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom, at the renewed home estate here in Abuja. Now, the issue is this: can the president sustain what he has started? That is one. And secondly, what are the basic implications of this new trend that is coming into Nigeria sports? Mr. Abba, let's take it off from you.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Patrick. For me, the gift to me, I believe is a good one. It's a kind of motivation to motivate every young Nigerian to do more for his country. And also, it's good to encourage and also to move the young ones out of the streets to stadium, knowing that there is something good that will come out from that, their participation in any sports now, because this motivation has come out to prove that in any sports, once you excel, there is something for you. And that is what the president has demonstrated. So we must commend him for what he has done and so on. But the implication is, you said, what is the implication? I will tell you that there is huge implication in all this. In the sense that, one, is it sustainable? If after the president left, another president, will he continue with that trend? Or will there be a benchmark that if you achieve social thing, whether the president, present or past or incoming, will maintain that status quo? This is what you give them. Is it the way it should be? Because he has done his own, another president might come and say, no, you don't have the money to do that. What will you do? Then there will be a kind of discouragement. So I believe that in as much as we applaud what he has done, I believe that that issue of money and so on, it would have, a kind of take his time, listen to advice and know. Because generality of Nigerians believe that this money is from borrowed money. And you still want taxpayers' money to continue. That is the angle Nigerians are looking at it. Because you find out that few are not getting the largesse. Others who also suffered, and some of them, even their own benefit has not been redeemed up to date. For instance, the Super Eagles that won silver, their land has not been given to them up to date. Is the same this administration? Or was the gift came as a spur of the moment? That is one thing. And because he has done it to Super Falcons, when the basketball, Afrobasket won, Nigerians were on the neck of the president. That if it's Africa, they have dominated Africa, they have won, you must give them the same thing. So I found out that this Afrobasket, the presidency, the government was under pressure because you cannot, what is good for this is good for Uganda. So you cannot do it. So how do we contribute? How do we continue? What if we won the world? What happened? You conquer the world.
Ima, do you agree with what Mr. Abba is saying, that the implication is wide, considering the fact that in Nigeria now, $100,000 is almost
about 150
million naira.
Well, I, as much as I want to agree, I also want to believe the president is the number one citizen. This money we are talking about is there. And I feel no matter the amount he will take out from the huge sum of amount that we have, it won't affect him in any way. And it is in his discretion. You can't force him to do it. So it is in his discretion. And the Tigress, they enjoyed because of the momentum. If it had happened 3 months, yes. I mean the enjoyment of the money that was given to them. If it had happened like 3 months after which the Super Falcons won the championship,
Wow.
it might not happen. So I think every government has its own standard. Every government has its own way of doing things. The next government might come now and decide, you guys have gotten it. And mind you can't get this thing twice. You can't get it twice. If the Tigress decide to win the championship next year again, they can't get it again. So that is my own view.
You see, Andrew, before you say anything, I'm also looking at it that many of us, because I've read people complaining that there are some retired civil servants, there are some retired this, there are people who have also served the country that are lying, their entitlement have not been paid. Yes, good as it may sound, football, there is no pension. These people have been serving for 35 years, at least, or 60 years. And they have a guarantee that if I serve 35 years, there is something waiting for me, big or small, I don't know. But that is their entitlement. But as a sportsman, nobody is paying you any pension. You don't know what will happen tomorrow. So it is only what you get now that you will use in sustaining yourself tomorrow. Let me give you an example. This girl in South Africa that got her feet twisted during the semi-final match against Nigeria. If there is no backup with that young girl, that will be the end. And I was told that is even the first match that he started. So, if we now look at it critically, you will see that the president have the interest of the guests at heart. And that is the major reason why he allowed them, he said, I've given you this, I've given you that. Now it is left for them to decide how they want to make use of this money that the president has given to them. Some of them can decide to look for Owambe. Some can build estates and put people there that can sustain them in life. It now depends on them. They are adults. And that is why they are Super Falcons and the Tigers.
Okay, yes, I quite agree. I look at the angle you are coming at. There's no problem, but be as it may, the same people. Okay, the US that won the England that won
the UEFA edition
twice. Tell me their gift.
It doesn't matter, that is their country.
That is their country.
Yes,
fine.
Their government is taking care of them from the onset.
Then our own, once you come to camp, your entitlement, mark you that the allowances each match as the stage goes on, the allowances increases. Do you understand? And they are paid in dollars. And mark you also that they have a club they are playing. Isn't it? They are not just picked from nowhere. They have a club. They have their weekly wages. Isn't it? That is their own. That is their own profession. So that is their own profession. You can only come in when the country needs you to serve the country.
Are you saying that the president, issue now is, are you telling the world that the president did not do well by encouraging these guests? Remember, you mentioned the England national team here.
Yes.
The England national team, the setting is entirely different. Most of them there are on scholarship. Those who are in school, they are on scholarship. And they have been enjoying this thing right from youth. These are our girls. Many of them are Paco. They brought them from the roadside, cut a nail, and they got to the stage they are. Minus, in basketball, for you to play basketball and enjoy, you must be educated.
Of course.
If you want to play basketball today, you must be educated.
Of course.
Unlike football.
But that is the angle. See, you run ECN Academy. Do you stop them from going to school?
No.
Because you know the importance of education. Do you understand me? Education blends sports together. And when you have education, you are thinking horizon. The way you assimilate is different. And when you have education, you know how to invest. You don't bring people to come and manage you. For instance, you see Rashford of Manchester United. He's a PhD holder. He's a PhD holder. He knows the importance of education. So I would have encourage them. One, if you cannot buy shares for them, it's just like.
Does shares work in
Nigeria? Works.
Does it work in Nigeria?
No, if you buy shares for them, out of 150 million, out of 150, you said, okay, I will give you cash of so this, but I'm going to buy shares for different so companies or banks for you.
Let's we were together here.
Yes,
when Nigeria gets
the shares
to some people,
the shares you buy will sustain you because you have dividends to collect. But if you don't have shares, then you know these are our players. They will sit down here, from there, go to Nikon. They will even remain in Nikon. Then you know their family issue. They will come many things. And before you know, because the problem I have is that before you realize it, these same players will come back to us and said, all I did for Nigeria, I've been neglected. What about the money they're giving you? What did they invest
These
with
are
it?
these are married women. Married
Yes,
women.
but some of them are not married.
Professional women.
Yes, some of them are not married.
You see, some of them
Some of
are.
them, you see, we are looking
That's
at
why they have
investment.
older and younger.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is
If
why
we're talking
we
of,
are
if
looking
under
at-
17
Yes.
win the World Cup
Of
today
course.
and they return, the president cannot give them such. He will encourage them to educate themselves.
It's not all of them that will
Has it
agree.
ever been there?
You see,
There are people they give
remember that the people who won the first under 16
Yes.
in 1985, Buhari gave them shares
Yes.
and gave them scholarship
Yeah.
and they should go and
Right.
did they go?
But most of them utilize it.
Many of
Some-
them, the
yes.
shares you are talking about,
Somebody
some of
like
them-
Ubade was able to educate himself.
did they go to
Understand?
school? Many of them did not
So
go.
it's
You see,
because-
the poverty level in the
Yeah,
country
because of
is
our
wide.
and mark you that this 150 million you see, that we are shouting, you understand, it's about investment. If you cannot invest it, in the next 2 years or this, some of them will be broke.
That's why
That
they-
is coming.
Yeah.
Are you getting me?
That
So
is
what I'm saying is that one, we are looking at our force. Is it sustainable?
The man who is the accounting officer
The accounting
was the one
officer-
who gave them that money.
Yes. Is it now? Okay, now, but Afro Basket, they have won. Then another angle I want to look at: how will you now, if somebody like World African Athletics Championship, and you won gold, the other one silver, the other one gold. How will you now quantify it? How are you going to compensate them?
Well,
It's
not a must.
No, it's a no,
Yeah.
because you have set
the president.
the precedent. No, once you have set the precedent, do you understand me? It's for you to continue, because if I'm an athlete and I won gold in all African games,
Yes.
do you understand me? It's like as an individual, I have conquered Africa, isn't it? Do you understand me?
Yeah.
Then, if the other person wants silver, that means in the whole Africa,
is number 2.
it's number 2. Do you understand? So how are you now? That means if any gold won, that means you'll be ready to cover that same amount.
You see, when we are looking at this thing, we also have to be looking at it from the two sides. It is motivational.
We know.
The reason I say it's motivational is everybody going to represent Nigeria now is going with that at the back of his mind.
Yes.
With that mentality to
And
conquer Africa.
Don't be
Not the
surprised.
world.
You know, not only Africa.
No, but that is it.
No, if we call you, charity begins at home. When we have started in Africa, we are going to take it to the world. Because if I'm going to fight, I'm wrestling now, maybe sumo wrestling. I'm going, my aim is, let me go and become the world champion. Let me become African champion, then I go to the world. Remember that the first lady told the girls, you have what it takes to win the World Cup.
We know.
We ahead. Even the Tigress, they have, if they have gone to Olympics and they got to the semi-final, quarter-final, then they have, anybody who got to Olympics and you got to quarter-final, potential of getting to the final.
No, once we enter the podium level,
anything can happen.
happen.
So let us take it and believe that the president has encouraged these girls to go further and win the World Cup. When they come back, we will know what will happen there. But my concern is, would they be able to manage it? Will the government be able to redeem what they promise in time? President may have a good heart and he has released these things. You understand? Or he has given directive. But those who are going to implement it,
yes,
won't it take eternity for it to be implemented? So these are things we are praying that those in authority should hasten and get it done. Now, so that we will avoid some of the hiccups we have in sports. Now, Ezzy, that one is bringing us to the next thing. There are some of our late stars, legends. Some of them are dead. Some are still lying in the mortuary. I think about 5. We have Christian Chukwu. His burial is coming up later this month. We have Obisi Amapa. Obisi, there is no date yet. We have Moses Efiam, a goalkeeper of repute those days, is still in the mortuary. We have Peter Rufai. Peter is also in the mortuary, and we have Coach Monday Sinclair. Funny enough, Peter Rufai passed through Monday. Monday Sinclair was the one who discovered him with sharks as a young boy then. Both of them are lying in the mortuary. The issue is that we have our own Kadri Kana in the hospital. Many of these our ex-internationals and sportsmen, there is always this issue. Government, Nigerians has abandoned us. After we served this country to a higher level, Nigeria has abandoned us. Nobody is talking of us. And those of them who manages to get to the coaching school, some of them don't even coach clubs. They will be hanging around the NFF office. They want to handle the Super Eagles. They want to handle the national team. Now, the question is this. Is it true that Nigeria really abandoned all these ex-internationals?
I think it's true from what we have seen and from how these ex-internationals have been treated. Yes, like you have said, you said football doesn't have a pension. These people played football, most of them to the highest level. And to some extent, we should expect them to secure their future. But then, on the other hand, these people served the nation tirelessly and made sure the name of the country is at the top of the world. How then can we not treat them well when they are vulnerable? So I want to succumb to your this thing that yes, our people, our country have not been treating our heroes as much as we would have expected.
Thank you.
To me, I don't want to be. Well, let me take it from what you said, you said they've not treated them fairly. We need to take care of them. You understand? To some extent, I agree with you. But to some extent, I totally disagree with you. One, it's just like what we're saying about these girls that have been gifted almost 150 million. You understand? At the end of the tunnel, when they finish playing, and they now forcing they could not move, they will now say the country has not treated them well. Isn't it? Mm. One, that is why we are saying that given that this money, okay, you are paying them off, or that money, will it be invested for them, or they should invest it? If you have 150 million and you said you want to lavish it, then later, government, you now start crying. When they were playing, were they owed anything? Were they not taken care of? in terms of allowances, in terms of the entitlement, were they paid or not? If they were paid, how did they invest it? That is one. Do they invest it properly? Do they look at future? Do they utilize it to educate themselves, to know that future is great? It's just like you have a child, you have money, this. If you don't send your child to school, it's a liability to you because at your old age, nobody will take care of you. You understand? So what I'm saying is that I'm not saying the government should not help in terms of helping. Maybe you have to assist them. You understand? What we were thinking of, how will government assist them? Because if you are talking about people who have served this country, we have ex-servicemen, we have ex-soldiers, we have many of them that have sacrificed for you to sleep and me to sleep. What is their gain? Their pension, were they paid? Some of them on the streets. And what is the pension? It's about investment. I believe that whatever that is happening, government, during their own time, government has actually taken care of them. During their own time, government has actually taken care of them. During their own time. It's now that things have changed. We can only ask for aid. Government can, on friendly mood. So, okay, this guy, you serve us, you do this. Then let's come to his aid. Let's see how we can assist him to offset his debt. Except they are owing them. And some of them went to coaching courses. Monde Cycler coach the national team. Isn't it? You coach the national team. They understand. Then
I was told Christian Chukwu was being old.
The Christian Chukwu, during his time, he has even coached the national team.
We all know that. But
do you understand?
The national team does not mean.
But when you are coaching, you have a contract. Mm-hmm. Then you have your allowances. The coach's allowance is even double than the players. So the problem is, how do you invest them? How do you say that the government has neglected you? When during your time as a national team coach, you were fully paid for your work. When you were playing, you were fully paid. One, were you old? If you are old, that is when we start talking. That you old social player, and owing might not come from the government, it might come from the federation who signed the contract with them. You get me? So if the federation is owing, it should be specific that the federation is owing social coaches. Then the question will come in. How? How much? Why is it not paid? Then you start looking at the file to know where the problem is. But I'm not saying that the government cannot assist. Like Kadir in Ghana, for instance, is sick. He's in Abuja here. You understand me? And I know that he coached the national teams well. He has been a first-class coach, Nigerian indigenous coach. But notwithstanding,
first coach to win the
Champions League. You know what it means for the country. The first coach. He has handled Super Falcons and won AFCON. Yeah. Because there is no coach that handles Super Falcons that did not win AFCON, or is it AFCON?
Yeah, so many of them.
You understand? So that is one thing. So like issue of Kader and Ghana, yes, we want government to assist, but not that it's responsibility of the government that they must be the one to cater for you. That is the angle I'm coming.
Okay. Is it this angle you are coming from makes it more interesting? Interesting in the sense that we always hear they neglected us after serving this country. I said earlier when we started, and some of these players, they should leave that language. Just like you said, nobody neglected you. Then you had a club that you were playing for. You only played for the national team. You are privileged. There are people who are better than you. Maybe they didn't have opportunity of playing for the national team. So, if later in your life you did not plan properly, somebody shared a joke with me, which I know vividly there. When Shooting Stars won the African Winners' Cup in 1976,
The first.
the governor of then, or military governor of then, or your state, gave them 200 naira. And there was cry everywhere. Jerry Bemo, you want to finish our state. Why will you give them 200 naira and land and votes? Do you know, I know that many of them sold that land.
Straight.
They gave them that time 200 naira.
And 200 naira.
I think 200 or 2,000 naira. Total was 2,000 less than that. So they sold, some of them sold it. But the ones that were knowledgeable enough sustained the land and they built on it later. Many of them are earning from it today. Tomorrow you will not come out and say government neglected. Let me shock you. All the Nigerian players playing today at home, if you are running a club, there is this PFA, this pension fund administrator.
Yeah.
If you dare bring it nearer a Nigerian player, he will reject it. You will send some of them sending you the Oga, not gonna know come out and come up from my money.
Yes.
They want to eat it there. But when they leave football, it will now dawn on them that had it been that I was saving 5% of my money, then I will have something to fall back on. Many of those who are collecting millions today, in the next 5 years when they leave football,
that is what I'm saying. They are gone.
But they will now start equating themselves with people who are overseas. I think in England, they deduct certain percent of your money. Yes,
it's a must.
I think through their players' union also, yes, they deduct certain percent, and that is why many of them fall back on when they leave after
the time you see them. Do you see any of these foreign players begging for assistance?
But they will tell you, Koro, don't talk about with my money. But that is two ways also. Why? Because they don't trust our administrators. When you deduct my money today, tomorrow it will enter voicemail. That is why they don't trust. So it is all embracing.
Of course, I agree with you. Whether they deduct your money. So the bottom line is trust. That is the angle we are talking about.
Yes.
Trust. Do we trust the administrators? Because you find out that also some of the players in a way behave the way they behave because of the past, the antecedents of the leader and the sports administrators. You understand me? Because actually some of them will come and tell they are spending their own personal money there. If you ask them to leave that position, they want to die. Because if you are spending your personal money, why must you continue? You understand?
You can spend your money, but you get
it. Because they have this from international bodies. They sponsor them, some of these things. But all in all, what we are saying is that government, as far as I'm concerned, did not neglect any player. You understand? Whether you have served this country in the past, did not neglect you because your entitlement, everything was given to you. So what is the neglect? Journalists, how many of them have been upon all the publicity coverage? Mm-hmm. What is your entitlement?
The one the office gave to you.
The one the office gave to you. And you know the way the office treats journalists. You understand?
But
So
there are some
you see,
illness that can take a form.
yes, the illness will come when you abstain yourself from different habits. You know, our sportsmen, they are very good in terms of socialization. Let me put it that way. I don't want to say anything negative. So when it comes, so it's for you to manage it. If you know that smoking is not good for you, why do you continue? If you know that drinking is not good for you, why do you continue? You understand? If you know that alcohol is not good for you, why do you continue? That's the only way you can have a long life. If you abstain yourself from all these things, and doctor will advise you, mark you that before any illness germinate to that extent, there must be preliminary growth, which the doctor so will advise you. But some will say, you know, we in Nigeria, leave it, we're Africans.
Something must kill man.
Something must kill a man. And when that thing comes, you start looking for savior. You understand me? So,
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Andraba Emmanuel Moses. And
pleasure.
our viewers, this is ECN Hard Truth. And we say it the way it is. We want you to be part of it next week. And we welcome sponsors. If you want your product to be known, you can advertise here. Politicians and what have you, but be ready that when you come on this seat, it becomes a hot seat because you must say the truth the way it is. Until next week, I thank you all for being with us. Isaba, thank you very much. Manuel, see you next week. To our viewers, we say keep sharing, keep viewing, and keep on till we meet again. Thank you very much. I am Patrick Nwok.